Yeah, next year it's just me and William starting middle school, and that's it. Anyway, I'm kidding. Let's kick it to you guys for some questions. Yes, Catherine. No, Catherine and I saw each other randomly in a pub on Thursday, in Soho in London. So I know your name now. So. Plus, I met you last year. We're friends. So we go, and this party is there are no youngsters here. So we go, and as we're walking up. The stadium is this very old stadium in Dublin, and the entrance is an alleyway between two residential buildings. And as we're walking up to it, it's surrounded by police. And my stereotypical definition of a soccer hooligan is up against a police barricade, having never been to a match. And he sees me and he goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I looked at Drew and I'm like, all right, we're going in the wrong entrance. We made a mistake. Take a step back. It's all right. Wrong place. Take a step back, and he goes, "Get the fuck out of here! The Green Arrow! What the fuck are you doing here?" And then he spots a police officer who's trained at this point. He explained to me that the police officers that go to these matches are not, they're the top of the top to make sure that nothing happens. He sees the police officer smirk for 1 second, which is against the rules for them, and he goes, "You see it? You see it? That's the fucking Green Arrow!" Anyway, the guy said, if you come in the game, if I get in the game, then no tickets. Don't worry about it. If I get in the game, we're gonna buy you a pint. Within seconds of halftime starting, he shows up, Guinness and Sean, our guy Sean now. Yeah, our guy Sean. Hung out with him afterwards. And then we went after the game. He took us to the sort of he called it the lads section there. And then we went and we crashed his cousin's date afterwards. Good night. Thanks, Drew. You're welcome. Happy birthday. Right here. Please. Having Susanna Thompson back on the show, I mean, that was the cameo that really did it for me. Susanna, we shot that scene at two separate times, obviously, because we were in two different locations, but on the same day. And she came for my half of it, which we shot in basically a replica of the boat, because when we shot on the boat in the pilot, we were on the water. In this one, we were at the studio in the parking lot, which doesn't have the same sort of feel to it. And Susanna came and read her lines off screen, and then I stuck around at the end of the day, and we created a snippet of the sitting room in the Queen Mansion, and I read my lines off screen for her. And look, you know, I appreciate so much when someone takes the time to come back from the show, especially someone like Susanna or Manu, who have busy lives with their family and their careers, and Susanna's literally getting on a plane, connecting, come to Vancouver, shooting for a day, dropping back into an incredibly emotional scene, nailing it, and then flying away like Superman, you know? So, I mean, Susanna, anything that we can ever do to bring back characters that people are so fond of, whether it be, you know, Moira or Tommy or Manu, or it doesn't matter. It's always a real joy. Like, one of my big disappointments this year was that because of scheduling, we couldn't have Colin back for the 100th episode, right? I'm glad that they threw in the cheeky line about him being a doctor in Chicago. That was good. Oh, yes. What's my favorite what? My favorite wine? What's your favorite wine? It's a Melbeck. It's a Melbeck. It's mine's a rosé. Yeah, you're a rosé guy. Well, the Apex, right there, the original one. Yeah, Zach did too with us, and I haven't tasted the final product. Story, because she's just funny all the time. Oh no. Oh no. certain songs come on, and she goes, "Dad, this is a bum shaking song." and then she turns around and looks over her shoulder and laughs at me while she shakes her butt. So the next 25 years of my life are going to be awful.
And then my daughter, who's
a year younger,
just copies everything she does, and then she starts doing it right in my face. Kind of looking, just whatever Mappy does, I'm going to do next. So great. Andrew, yes.
When you get another role for a big
you know, it's tough to say. Robbie and I start shooting Code 8 on Thursday, which is exciting. That's finally here. And it really depends on just what do I have the time to do over the next hiatus. You assume that Arrow is just going to go and go and go and go because that's what has happened thus far. But that certainly isn't a given. So, assuming that there's a season 7 of Arrow, a lot will depend on. Most will depend on what falls within my schedule, because there are a lot of opportunities that I passed up over this hiatus simply to take the time from when we wrapped on April 20th until this Thursday to go eat cheese in Sicily and Guinness in Ireland and bourbon in Kentucky and what in England?
We've been
chips,
yeah, chips here, I guess.
Chips.
Really letting my hair down.
Should we take one more?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, your hand just shot up.
Now that 5 years on the island, 5 years in the season of Arrow, are we done with flashbacks?
So that's a great question. So the flashbacks as they existed, telling Oliver's chronological story from shipwreck to rescue, are done. That chronological story is done. I don't think that flashbacks on the show are done. I think they'll exist in a different way, and I think that we'll see a lot more episodes like we saw